Hello Arsenal Stag News, welcome back. Arsenal fans protest. Outside court as Thomas Parte faces rape charges. Former Arsenal midfielder Thomas Parte appeared at Westminster Magistrates Court on Tuesday morning after being charged with multiple counts of rape and sexual assault. His court appearance comes just days after Arsenal released him from the club, 4 days before the charges were officially brought against him. Partey, 32, faces 5 counts of rape involving 2 women and 1 count of sexual assault involving a 3rd woman. The alleged incidents are reported to have occurred between 2021 and 2022, during the time he was contracted as an Arsenal player. The Ghanaian international denies all charges against him. During the hearing, Partey stood in the dock wearing a black zip-neck jumper and displayed no visible reaction as the charges were read aloud. He was not required to enter a plea at this stage. The court heard serious allegations, including claims of anal rape. Partey was granted conditional bail ahead of future proceedings. Outside the court, a group of Arsenal supporters gathered to protest the club's handling of the situation. Some fans expressed anger at what they see as a delayed or inadequate response from the club, considering the severity of the accusations. Placards and chants called for greater accountability and transparency from the Arsenal hierarchy. The protest underscores ongoing concerns among fans and the wider football community regarding how clubs deal with serious allegations involving their players. Arsenal have yet to issue a new statement following Partey's court appearance, but the case has already sparked intense public and media scrutiny. Arsenal's busy summer transfer window continues to make headlines, with fresh developments emerging around Eberechi Eze, Jakub Kiwior, and Fabio Vieira. Having already spent nearly £200 million in a bid to close the gap to Premier League champions Manchester City, the Gunners are still looking to reshape their squad under Mikel Arteta. The North London club have been active in the market, bringing in high-profile names like Victor Gyökeres, Martin Zubimendi, Noni Madueke, Christian Mosquera, Christian Norgard, and Kepa Arrizabalaga. At the same time, several players have moved on, including Nuno Tavares and Marquinhos, while veterans like Jorginho, Kieran Tierney, Thomas Partey, and Takehiro Tomiyasu have been released. Eze transfer standoff Crystal Palace midfielder Eberechi Eze has been a top target for Arsenal this summer. However, according to The Sun, a deal is far from imminent. While Eze is reportedly open to staying at Selhurst Park, Arsenal's reluctance to meet his £68 million release clause has stalled any progress. Palace have made it clear they are under no financial pressure to sell, and unless a firm offer is presented, the 26-year-old could remain in South London for another season. Eze impressed last campaign, scoring 14 goals and providing 11 assists in 43 appearances across all competitions. His creativity and versatility would be a valuable asset to Arteta, but unless Arsenal revisit their stance, they may be forced to pursue alternative midfield targets. Kiwior deal collapses. Meanwhile, Arsenal defender Jakub Kiwior appeared set for a move to FC Porto earlier in the window. However, that deal has now collapsed. As reported by Ebola, Porto were interested in securing the Polish international's services, but walked away after Arsenal demanded €30 million, £26 million, for the 24-year-old. Instead, the Portuguese club opted to sign Jan Bednarek from Southampton for a more modest £6.5 million. Kiwior, who joined Arsenal from Spezia in January 2023, has found opportunities limited but was recently described as exceptional by Arteta. His future at the Emirates remains uncertain, with potential suitors possibly returning later in the window. Vieira set for Stuttgart switch? Finally, Fabio Vieira could be nearing a permanent departure from Arsenal. The Portuguese midfielder, who joined from Porto in 2022, is in talks with Bundesliga side Stuttgart, according to The Athletic. Vieira spent last season on loan back at Porto, contributing 11 goal involvements, but has failed to cement a place in Arsenal's plans. Negotiations between the two clubs are ongoing, with a transfer expected if terms can be agreed. At just 25, Vieira still has time to rebuild his career, and a move to Germany could provide the regular playing time he needs. Rodrigo sends Arsenal silent message as Real Madrid transfer stance becomes clear. Arsenal's hopes of luring Brazilian winger Rodrigo to the Emirates Stadium may have taken a hit, as the Real Madrid star appears to have signaled his intention to stay in Spain ahead of the new season. The 23-year-old has been loosely linked with a move to Arsenal in recent weeks, as the Gunners continue to explore options to strengthen their attacking department. With the futures of Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinelli still somewhat uncertain heading into the final weeks of the summer transfer window, Mikel Arteta is keeping his options open in case a last-minute change forces the club's hand. Rodrigo is one of the names that has been considered, alongside Newcastle United's Anthony Gordon, as a potential wide reinforcement. However, any move for Rodrigo was always expected to be difficult, given his integral role at Real Madrid and his rising stature in the game. After a busy summer which included winning the FIFA Club World Cup with Los Blancos, Rodrigo took a well-earned break and has been on holiday in recent weeks. But as of Monday, the forward has officially returned to Real Madrid training to begin preparations for the 2025-26 campaign under Carlo Ancelotti. While the player has made no public comment about the Arsenal rumors, his latest activity on social media could be interpreted as a subtle hint about his intentions. Posting on Instagram, Rodrigo shared a carousel of holiday pictures alongside the caption, "Holidays completed, clear mind, and many missions ahead." Though seemingly innocuous, the message has been interpreted by many fans and Spanish media as a declaration of commitment to Real Madrid. With the arrival of Kylian Mbappé and the continued presence of stars like Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham, competition for places in Madrid's forward line will be fierce. Arsenal make inquiry for Fermin Lopez as Premier League rival prepare £61 million bid. Arsenal have reportedly made an inquiry over the potential signing of Barcelona midfielder Fermin Lopez, according to French journalist Sébastien Vidal. The 21-year-old is attracting strong interest from several Premier League clubs following an impressive breakout season at the Camp Nou. Chelsea are also said to have expressed their interest, while Manchester United are reportedly preparing a formal bid worth £61 million. The Red Devils appear the most advanced in their pursuit, with their offer potentially testing Barcelona's resolve. Despite Barcelona's desire to keep hold of Lopez, the club's ongoing financial difficulties could force them to consider serious offers. The Catalan giants are under pressure to balance their books and make room for other signings, and a sizable bid for one of their academy products could help ease their situation. For Arsenal, Lopez would offer another exciting midfield option as Mikel Arteta looks to further strengthen his squad. The Gunners have already added depth in midfield, but the chance to sign a young dynamic talent like Lopez is one they are monitoring closely. With the transfer window still open, this developing situation could spark a bidding war between some of England's biggest clubs. Thomas Parte is set to join Spanish club Villarreal on a free transfer just 2 days before he is scheduled to appear in court over serious legal charges. The 32-year-old Ghanaian midfielder, who recently departed Arsenal after the expiration of his contract, has reportedly agreed to sign a 2-year deal with the La Liga outfit, keeping him at the club until 2027. Partey has already undergone a medical and is expected to be unveiled by Villarreal shortly. His decision to return to Spain, where he previously played for Atletico Madrid, was significantly influenced by his desire to continue competing in the UEFA Champions League. Villarreal finished 5th in La Liga last season, securing qualification for the competition, making them an attractive destination for the experienced midfielder. During his time at Arsenal, Partey made 167 appearances, scoring 9 goals, including a memorable strike in a North London derby win against Tottenham. He joined the Gunners in 2020 for a fee of $45 million and became a key figure in Mikel Arteta's midfield as the club transformed into Premier League title contenders. Despite interest from clubs in Europe and the Middle East, as well as late attempts from Arsenal to keep him, an agreement on a contract extension could not be reached. Talks reportedly fell through despite both parties working to find a solution until the final stages. However, Partey's move comes under the shadow of serious allegations. Shortly after his departure from Arsenal was confirmed, it was announced that he had been charged with 5 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. These charges stem from an investigation that began in February 2022. Partey has denied all allegations and is expected to appear at Westminster Magistrates Court on Tuesday, August 5th. When asked about the situation, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta maintained the club had handled the matter appropriately. The club was very clear in its statement. "There are a lot of legal matters that are very complicated, so I cannot comment on any of that," he said. When further pressed on whether the club had followed the right process, Arteta responded, 100%. Meanwhile, Arsenal have been active in the transfer market as they look to reinforce their squad following Partey's departure. Martin Zubimendi has arrived from Real Sociedad, providing a technically gifted option in midfield. Christian Norgard has also joined from Brentford, offering further depth. In attack, Mikel Arteta has secured the signings of Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon and Noni Madueke from Chelsea to add more firepower as Arsenal continue their pursuit of silverware. According to transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, the Gunners have reportedly made initial contact to express their interest in the 18-year-old center-back, who recently extended his contract with Rennes until June 2029. While a deal is not imminent, Arsenal are keeping close tabs on the teenager's development as they plan for the future. Jacquet is considered one of the most promising defensive talents in France and has impressed at youth levels with his physical presence, composure on the ball, and strong positional awareness. Rennes are keen to retain the youngster's services long-term, as indicated by the recent contract extension, but interest from a Premier League club like Arsenal could test their resolve. Arsenal's interest is seen as part of their broader strategy of investing in emerging talent, with sporting director Edu Gaspar and manager Mikel Arteta both committed to building a young, competitive squad for the long term. However, any concrete move for Jacquet may depend on potential departures in the current defensive lineup. Players such as Jakub Kiwior or Nuno Tavares, who could be sold or loaned out this summer, might influence whether the Gunners accelerate a transfer for the Frenchman. Alternatively, Arsenal could opt to monitor Jacquet's progress for another season or two, potentially targeting a move in 2026. This approach would allow the player to gain more first-team experience at Rennes, while Arsenal continue evaluating their own defensive needs. Although still at an early stage, Arsenal's interest in Jacquet underlines their commitment to scouting elite young talent across Europe. Should Jacquet continue on his current trajectory, he could emerge as a top target for the North London club in the near future. Meanwhile, Newcastle manager Eddie Howe has responded to Arsenal and Liverpool's rejected bid for Alexander Isak, which was turned down by the club's board. He said, "I think from my situation, I am very much removed from everything that is happening back home. I was made aware there was a bid yesterday. That bid was turned down before I heard about it. There are people back in England dealing with the situation.